Hello there, my very good friends. On this wrestling news video, is the Karrion Kross situation a work? We're going to pick apart every single possible angle and avenue regarding this situation and then probably come to a conclusion. I think I've already got mine. I'm Andy.
I'm Adam, or am I?
Ooh, and this is the kayfabe news. Shout out to kayfabe news. Right. So, the big core to this Karrion Kross discussion about him leaving WWE is it real or is it fake? A lot of people think that this might be a case of the media being manipulated in order to build some kind of storyline where Kross comes back, theoretically to a bigger push.
Yes.
But I don't necessarily think that's guaranteed in situations like this. But we'll talk about all of it. Interestingly, right? Throughout the reporting of all of this, Dave Meltzer in particular has been pretty on the work side a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Last week he reported that Kross had been made a contract offer, when other outlets were reporting that he had not. So Kross in his was it the Killer Part 2?
Yep.
The video that we spoke about this morning, he intimated that he had talks and they didn't go the way he wanted. So that would align if those two things are in the realm of reality, I guess. Shoot. That's on the shoot side. But Dave Meltzer had another update in today's daily update on Wrestling Observer Live. This creaky chair, I'm so sorry for this chair, guys. It really is falling apart.
It's alright, we're getting new ones soon.
Like, whoa, flipping all over the place. Might as well sit on a space hopper.
Wish that one would work.
Oh, I mean, space hopper news could be a fun new angle for the show. Freshen it up a bit. But yes, Dave wrote in the daily update, regarding Karrion Kross, I've heard nothing new since Thursday when he had not signed, but everybody was going with the idea that he was staying. I haven't heard of him negotiating anywhere else. The idea that they try and do a wrong killings thing with him, but as a work makes a lot of sense, but I can't confirm on this. I do know that the people handling his media for his autobiography that just came out told people they could not ask questions on this subject related to his contract. So Dave writing that people he's spoken to in WWE have been going on the assumption that he is staying. That would intimate the whole thing's a work. Surface entry-level thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things. I've occasionally, you might have forgotten this, I've occasionally mentioned that certain things in wrestling might be a work in the past. But this is truly fascinating stuff in terms of, it's such a played out thing with this contract. And then we've seen that happen before. I mentioned in the morning news, we talked a lot about AJ Styles' contract being up for renewal relatively soon, and then they sorted that out and everything kind of went quiet on it, basically. Kross is a different one because it feels like we've had a countdown on our news videos of like, there are 8 days to go until Karrion Kross' contract expires. We've talked from the start of August, basically, it's midway through August, and then we got to like, they're heading into this weekend. It was like, it's this weekend, and nothing's happened. There was whispers and rumours about potential initial talks happening, and then nothing's kind of come from that, and then he gets moved to the alumni section, and it all appears like that's Karrion Kross done in WWE. But as you mentioned, with the amount of works going on in wrestling recently, whether it be Ron Killings, R-Truth, or Seth Rollins' injury, this does seem to be more and more sort of par for the course for WWE. Yeah. And it is strange because, sometimes you hear these contracts expiring and nothing to say about the people who've been released, nothing against them, of course. But some of them you're like, they've been doing nothing on telly for 6 months, or you can clearly see the company's a bit like,
sure.
Meh. Kross is someone who has been featured more on telly, arguably, since we found out the news about his contract expiring.
Definitely.
And obviously has that connection with the audience, which, as we talked about a lot, would automatically, for me, make me think, well, WWE should just go, well, even if we don't do anything with you, he's popular, we don't want him going anywhere else. Let's just lock him down for, even if it's just another year, for example, and we can see how this plays out. The fact they've just, from the beginning, gone, not interested. Alarm bells start ringing, don't they? And, he is someone who always has a plan in terms of storyline. So whether this is extended as far as,
Does he do this? No, he does now.
Sometimes.
He does now.
Whether this extends as far as, you thought I was gone? That's what I made you, that's what I wanted you to think. Is going to be very interesting to see how it plays out in the next few days, weeks, and probably months too.
And what else is very interesting to see how it plays out is our NordVPN offer, guys. It expires tomorrow. You've got today, basically, and tomorrow to sign up for this thing. 76% off, 4 months for free, up to a $50 Amazon gift card when you sign up right now. Very limited time remaining on this. The link is in the description. You've seen the QR code. You know what to do. Don't be a fool. Be cool. Buy the VP Ool.
TikTok, in the words of Karrion Kross.
There you go. Wish we had one of the egg timers.
Yes.
The thing that we finally learned the name of.
Egg timer. Yeah. Belly said it's not
There's
that.
probably another name.
There is a name and it always...
It's not an egg. No. It's not an egg.
Isn't the egg the twisty one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not right.
I'll Google it whilst you give me your thoughts on this whole
right.
thing.
So there has always been a sneaky suspicion of manufacturedness to the past 3 or 4 months with Karrion Kross. There is the theory that this whole thing is a psyop, which we touched on a bit this morning, which I think is funny, but I don't think I'd necessarily buy into. The idea that they were trying to manufacture some kind of we want Kross kind of movement.
No, there's elements of it that you think maybe they go, let's hold back on him being on telly.
And look, on main event, there's definitely a button they push to make cheers louder.
Do what you like, it's main event.
Yeah, they've done it a lot with Austin Theory before his injury and stuff as well. Listen to some of the reactions on there. If they were legit, you'd think he was Steve Austin, in 1997 or something. So yeah, it's kind of wild. But a lot of details have come out regarding this saga. It feels like there's a new story every single week. And as Fightful reported, if it is a work, they are working a lot of people, extending to people who don't even work in WWE and are interested in booking him, because as we covered this morning, a lot of people don't know if they should even reach out to him because they think it might be fake. So it's one of those things where only time will tell. The R-Truth situation is a little bit different because he was legitimately let go. There was a legitimate backlash, as reported by multiple sources. They phoned him up to renew. He rejected a phone call from Triple H.
Good for him.
Yeah. Nick Khan had to phone him and go, Nick Khan's the big dog in WWE, had to phone up, get it sorted. They got the deal done. R-Truth came back. But the thing that actually gives me a bit of pause about this being a work is actually what's happened to R-Truth since then, right? I don't really see the long-term benefit of this. If it's manufactured, right? I don't see a long-term benefit because R-Truth came back into WWE. He's like, I'm Ron Killings now. I'm a serious guy. I'm going to go in a different direction. 6 weeks later, he's doing the same character over and over and over again. So that groundswell of organic support did not lead to a greater push for him at all. He's just back to where he was. So with Kross, I'm a little bit suspicious as well because he might come back on TV and he might get like some really strong reactions. But are they then just going to slide him back down?
I mean, I think he has more of a chance than Truth, because obviously we talked about it at the time, Truth's one seemingly being like, well, we have to answer this fan criticism. We're going to bring you back, but it'll be a sort of conduit to allow you to eventually go off and do your sort of retirement run, whatever you want to do with that, basically, or appearances at shows, etc., etc. Kross is more of a Triple H guy, obviously. And I don't know whether, we talked about it in the morning news, whether the sort of build to WrestleMania 40 has swayed Papa H on all this in terms of he's gone, right, take away something that the fans clearly really want, and even the fans who are kind of indifferent towards it are like, no, actually, that's not right.
Yeah.
This needs to change. So, but then again, I really like Karrion Kross. Big fan of his. Hopefully going to be sitting down to chat to him about that
the character
new book of his.
Delightful.
Yeah. But I also don't foresee, for example, him winning the Rumble next year. Or like what level, if this is a big plan to like, we're going to really get this across. I don't see him winning a world title, unfortunately. But it's not all about necessarily the world titles, I suppose. So maybe this is just a different direction for him to be going in. But it's just a weird time, man.
It is. It's peculiar and bizarre. And another reason that does make me lean more towards the work side is that when it came to Seth Rollins' injury, two journalists in particular were right on it straight away, saying this is
something's fishy.
This isn't legit. John Pollock, number one, on Post Wrestling, was like, yeah, I was outright told to expect an injury angle, so it's a bit fishy. Dave Meltzer, a couple of days later, very similar report. Who's reporting now
Mm-hmm.
The people in WWE are assuming this is, he's going to be back. Dave Meltzer again. So, when it comes to that, and look, I know a lot of people don't like Dave for various reasons, maybe because he didn't give Kurt Angle a 5-star match or whatever, but he was right on the money with that one being a work, and it was, and I don't think many people were actually fooled by Seth Rollins' injury. Maybe Becky Lynch was.
Yeah.
Until the night of the show. But yeah, I don't know. The whole thing's interesting. It's very difficult to work people these days.
Yeah.
Especially people who are like really online, like we are, big nerds.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. Obviously, kayfabe has been eroded over the decades, going back ages and ages and ages. And now it's very hard to elicit that kind of response. So companies do need to try harder than ever before to engineer these reactions and make people buy into the fiction of it all. But yeah, it's just an interest. I think we'll see him wrestle somewhere else before he wrestles for WWE again.
Yeah.
But that could just be enabled by their partnerships, right? He could show up in AAA. Or they could even do, he's invading SmackDown this week or whatever.
I bought a ticket.
Yeah, Chris Jericho in the booth. I got a ticket! But yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, and he could do, with the sort of agreement. I don't know the best way of describing the relationship that TNA has with WWE. You could do, and it's dangerous ground to tread on because it's been bad a lot in the past with the likes of like Aaron Stevens and Mr. Kennedy, of like disgruntled ex-WWE employee goes to TNA to vent their spleen. But nowadays that's very different with the sort of revolving door policy between the two companies. So whether or not they go, pretend like you've been released, and then go to TNA and say, I'm bloody people at WWE, what a nightmare. But we're in reality, WWE will just still keep paying you. I'm very reticent to sort of grab hold of work stories when it comes to injuries because of, it makes me really uncomfortable because what if the person is legitimately injured? Like when we talked about Kevin Owens. He's faking the neck injury. He'll be back for Randy at WrestleMania. That's why they're doing the mystery opponent thing. He's not. He's legitimately injured. You saw in that Cody interview. He's really suffering with it, and we wish him well in his recovery. I also saw an amazing clip on socials doing the rounds yesterday. The Dark Side of the Ring thing about JYD being blinded by the Fabulous Freebirds, and Cornette telling that story about someone walking through the crowd with I'll say a weapon so we don't get in trouble. With a weapon saying, don't worry, JYD, I've got him for you. And he's like, right, I'm meant to be blinded, but I can literally see what's about to happen. Anyway, that's a whole different topic. In terms of like firings and stuff, it's still a little bit icky to me because this is someone's career we're working with. But I think Karrion Kross, whatever happens to him, he'll be absolutely fine. He's insanely popular and he's an incredibly creative individual too. But I hope he gets some sort of push wherever he ends up. But I'd like it still to be in WWE.
I think so just nailing my stance, I think it's a work. I think the whole thing is, I do believe that he has been removed from the internal roster, but I think that's part of it. And time will tell whether or not it works, whether or not it pans out in the way everyone hopes.
You'll have to check his hourglass.
Hey, there we go. It's not an egg timer. It's not.
That would be funny to turn up to and I'm going to be getting you next, Roman.
As he knows when to take his pizza out of the oven right there. So yeah, I think this is an elaborate ruse that will. I think he'll show up in TNA. I think he'll do an indie or 5. Maybe he even goes to Pro Wrestling Noah, who have a partnership with WWE. I think we'll see him elsewhere. There's also a chance he just shows up on Raw tonight.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll get Sage's thoughts on the Raw preview about all this.
Clip this part if that happens. There's every chance he shows up tonight and is like Matt Hardy. See me in Ring of Honor or whatever it was back in the day. Obviously, completely different scenarios.
Could go full Enzo in the crowd at Survivor Series.
Oh, goodness gracious. I mean, never go full Enzo, man. That's just not a good idea. But, I guess let us know what you think in the comment section below. Work or shoot, just let us know. Fire off down there. And if you had a good time with that, check out this morning's news video where we went into more detail on the whole situation. We'll see you later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Good night. Sleep well.
Don't have nightmares.
Don't have a scary dream about eggs.